Brent, how has the week been as you focus on putting that last game behind you?
Yeah, good. I always have really good weeks of training with our group, excellent energy, good feedback in the video sessions, and willingness to grow and, progress forwards. And yeah, some games get away from you, some games you win, some games you lose, and then you refocus on the Monday and go again. So that's what pro sports is all about. And we have an opportunity now to fight and work for 3 points again. So yeah, we're excited.
Any points of emphasis in this week?
Yeah, there's been a lot of little reflections, obviously. But I mean, sticking to our principles, who we are, what we stand for, and, just to show and bring a lot of energy. And I think that's, in terms of physical capacity, our group does that. I think it's been a few times early on in the season where, principally, we let ourselves down a little bit. So yeah, we've just been filing away at that. And some of it was due to, the accelerated start, and now we've had two to three good weeks of principal training, especially the first 2 days a week. And then we focus, obviously on the opponents, later on in the week. So making sure that we get ourselves right first and then the opponent, right? For sure, the opponent's an important part, but I think focusing on ourselves is way more important.
Probably Dallas last year, they were very solid in defense and also in terms of scoring. Also, sorry, not scoring, but defensively they were very solid and also very good in transition. Anything different that you have seen from them this year?
Yeah, that was last year. We were also, 5-0 last. That's last year, right? We focus on the now, and we try and look for strengths and weaknesses in the opponent, and for sure they have their strengths and weaknesses. So, yeah, we're gonna go about it, like I said, focusing on ourselves, because that's, I think, the problem. In too often we get focused too much on the opponent, and we have to now, buckle down and focus on ourselves and make sure that we getting the little things, the details right within our four walls and make sure of that. And then we can start now, expanding a little bit the other way. So, but yeah, Dallas is a good team, no doubt. They're very stingy, giving up set pieces. They're very good defense. They bunker down, buckle down, and I think we've improved in that aspect as well. In terms of getting in behind, creating more dangerous moments. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of willingness to make sure. Yeah, they have some danger players in the transition as well. So I think it's the same week, same story. This league always has good players on the other team, and we have to mitigate that at all costs.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. And they haven't scored a lot this year, but they have scored a few times in set pieces. Has the team been making some emphasis on that since there were some set pieces?
Yeah, we don't
gave up this year.
Yeah, we don't for sure. We speak about that. We've worked at it. I think we progress with it, and it doesn't change. If we concede more or less or give up more or less, we stay to who we are and we work at the things we think we need to work on. So set pieces has been a big emphasis, as it has been from day one. So nothing's really changed there. Just we conceded early on, and so that's what we have to mitigate and take away where they're good at. And that's a lot of what the week's training's been about.
Coach, this year's Dallas team has struggled with injury, but they've also struggled in progressing the ball. They like to pass in their own end, their low shot percentage on goal, some of the things that seem like it would play into your advantage. So do you feel like there's an extra importance for your team to succeed when you're playing a team that matches up fairly well against yourself?
Yeah, I think there's phases of the game where you can look at every moment of the game in every game with every opponent in the league, and you can come up with a lot of those tendencies, just ebbs and flows of the game. So again, that's something we can't control, is how they, going to put out their 11, who they're going to put out, where they're going to be, pick up points. Is it the middle of the thirds? Is it going to be a defensive third? Are they going to step up high? Like these are things we can't control. What we can control is us, right? And that's been the big emphasis of this week, because I think, like I said earlier, before we start thinking about the opponent, I think we have to focus on ourselves for various scenarios that will help us and assist us within the moment of 90 minutes when we're confronted with certain phases in that game.
Last year, you referenced viewing the season in blocks of games.
Sure.
6 games in. I think
Yep.
that's what you considered a block last year. So how would you assess this first block? And are you still assessing it like that?
We've changed.
What do you plan?
So yeah, we've gone 5 game blocks. So yeah, that's basically where the energy and the focus has been on, and you know we've emphasized and we've given the ownership to the players, what they feel is necessary, right? So you can look at all the data points, what you want, but you know what is the eye test as well, and how does it look and feel in the moment. So you know we're tracking 5 games at a time, and yeah, you know we were just a little bit shy of where we wanted to be in that first 5 games. I think we're 2 points off, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, there and thereabouts. So now we know this next 5 games. We're not looking in the 5th game. We're looking now for this very next game. Yeah, because yeah, the start of RSL gets away from us, away from home, and now we have you know another 2 finals, I would say, here at home, because that's our 2 away games in that 5 block stretch. So, you know, we're focusing on the next match, and that one's at home.
Coach, what have you seen? What do you like about your midfield combinations without Leuven right now?
Yeah, I've seen variability. I've seen a lot of options, and guys that are posing me a lot of problems because they show the best versions of themselves in training and in games. So, you know, it creates now just the pieces of the puzzle. What's going to fit to who against which opponent? So, yeah, we have good energy with those guys in the 6, and yeah, we're excited about our options. So sometimes we can be more attacking with certain options, and sometimes we can stabilize and consolidate a little bit more as well. So, but each position, there's a lot of competition, and that's what I like.
Hey, Brad, I want you to talk about moments in the game when you recognize, oh my God, this is a moment. And how many of those kinds of moments do you think there are in a typical game?
Yeah, there's critical moments, right? There's beautiful moments, you know, where there's great things that happen. I think, you know, I look at 38 minutes in against RSL, where we have a succession of passes out of the back, you know, in, out, up, back, through, boom, and we end off with a progression up the right-hand side of the field, you know. So that's a beautiful moment, right? Could be a critical moment for the opponent because we inflict harm and play through the lines and create layers and you know, exploit space on the weak side. So, you know, and then there's moments that, you know, we give up on a throw-in, or, you know, moments of, yeah, a penalty call, you know. So there's those moments too. There's moments after we score a goal. What is our next reaction? There's moments after we concede a goal. What is our next reaction? So I think there's way too many moments in different buckets and categories to really say there's 5 or 6 or what have you. You know, I just think it's many moments in a game.
Critical moments. Do the best players anticipate those? Do they see them? Do they make them? Or are they reacting?
Yeah, I think proactive is the best way to go about it. But you need something to feel safe and secure in order to be proactive, and with a set of, you know, principles, tactics, philosophy, belief systems within our 4 walls that help us be proactive and mitigate things before they even happen. So, you know, how many critical moments can we avoid just based on who we are and our identity?
As the team develops, do the key players recognize those moments together?
Yeah, again, it's really difficult. You know, we have, I think in every team and whatever, the certain phases of a season, you pose with certain problems, and it's always the cycle of progression, right? So sometimes like a ball, sometimes the logo of the ball is at the top and then it's at the bottom, right? So that's the cycle of life. It's a cycle of a soccer game. Sometimes you're on top, sometimes you're at the bottom, and you have to work and fight fatigue. You have to work and fight altitude. You have to work and fight, you know, away fans. You have to work, you know, the opponent. So there's so many things that we're confronted with, but if you feel solid in your safe zone with knowing that you have a foundation and principles to work off of, that usually helps you be proactive and to mitigate these problems. And obviously training is important as well. Putting in familiar spaces all the time, being comfortable in these moments, you know, being comfortable, being uncomfortable. That's the moment, you know, to thrive. Go on.
I can take both. Coach, after a game like against RSL, to come home and have 2 straight home games, as you talk about these principled training sessions, is there kind of an advantage to being home for 2 straight weeks after a game like that?
Again, I mean, we shouldn't look at it and think or assume there's any automatics, right? I said it a couple of months ago. The league is not where it was a year ago, and we're in a different position to where we were a year ago. So now we just have to make sure that we can control what we can control, and that's not just the outcome. We have to control the next play, the next moment of a game, and turn that in our favor. And the more that you turn in your favor, the more momentum you get. The more momentum, the further up you're up the field, the higher up the field, and the more dangerous you're going to become. So that's in order to mitigate that. Anybody who assumes just, oh, we're playing at City Park, it's just going to be 3-4. We know it's so important for our fans, to feel and see the noise. What we can put out on a weekend is something special. Now it's up to use that energy and propel us in that very first minute, and through moments through those games, like we spoke about, the critical moments. So yeah, it's never that easy, copy and paste, just to say, yeah, we need to win our home games. Yeah, that's there's a long way to do that, but we have 90 minutes, and there's a lot of things that help us get the game going. But yeah, there's still a lot of work to do.
Time for two more.
Has anything changed with Edu's situation? I haven't seen him on the field. Obviously, there's 22 hours of the day.
Yeah,
I'm not here, but he has not. Usually, he does rehab while you guys are practicing.
Yeah, so Eddie's. We've given him a bit of space. He needs to deal with some things away from the field right now, and yeah, that's we would like to leave that discussion.
And I assume Jokin's obviously not available on.
Who you have seen on the field.
Yeah, but not
yeah, so he's progressing nicely. So we will see in the next couple of days.
The Dallas game will be different than RSL, will be different than every other game. But I'm curious your approach and how you describe how you make tactical subs in the second half, whether there's a propensity to be the first to make a change or to react, and kind of what goes into that decision making.
Yeah, I think different, like you said, there's different signatures of different teams, and how we can utilize and exploit, and it's usually with mostly our attacking guys. We have weapons on and off the field, and they've all contributed, made big changes for us, whether it's been from the start of games, whether it's been coming from the bench. And, we've usually found a knack of finding guys in the right moment, at the right minute, to put them in and spark a reaction or spark a response. So credit to our guys for knowing that it's really important, whether I'm on the field from the beginning or I'm coming in at certain moments to accelerate the game, to chase the game, to control the game. So, and those are all things we are looking at as coaches. How do we control it? How do we accelerate it? How can we exploit it? So whether it's spacing behind or whether it's spacing between, and we feel we have a good dynamic approach there with our substitutes, and they all can contribute in many, many ways. All right. Thank you very much.
Célio, how's it feel for you coming off the RSL game and a disappointing result there, and getting kind of the energy going again?
Of course, it's not good. We want to win games and we lost. Of course, as a group, we were disappointed. We were angry. So it's about our reaction now this weekend. We want to win. We want to have confidence again. So yeah, it's all about this weekend, a reaction.
What do you think was missing last week that you need to bring this week?
I think our team works when everybody works together, the starters, the bench, when everybody gives everything. We are a different team. We win games, we feel comfortable, but it needs everybody together as a collective. And when we are collective strong together, I think we are the best team. And I don't think last game we were very good as a collective.
To that point, if you notice somebody not on the right page, what's your reaction? Do you talk to them?
I mean, yeah, we always trying to communicate in the field. We're trying to communicate when we have like a break or in the halftime. But sometimes it's the game, Sometimes it's not the day, and some things doesn't have the way we want. But of course, yeah, we always try to communicate to wake people up. Yo, let's go. Always talk. Yeah.
How do you feel? Do you feel different as a player, as a person, than the Célio Pompeu who showed up at City 2?
I mean, of course, it's a lot of changes, It's 2 years, but I feel like better player, better person, and that's my mindset since I got here, like to learn to be better, and I feel that I'm a better player defensively and attacking wise.
Célio, for you personally, kind of carrying on that, a matchup against Dallas this weekend, they kind of sit off the ball. For you and your skill set, is this a matchup that you're kind of looking ahead to?
Yeah, I'm excited to all the matches, you know. I'm always excited to the next match, and next match is against Dallas. So I'm very excited. And I'm, like I said, it's not only one player. It's not I'm gonna go there and solve the game. We need everybody together, everybody ready, everybody like active to play this game. And I think, yeah, if I have the opportunity, if I play, if I not, I'm gonna be ready and try to do my best, like I always do.
Bradley said that this week was pretty intense in terms of training. After a week like this, does this energize you guys going forward?
Of course, because after I lost, you know, you want to react in a good way. We want to win. We want to play here at CITYPARK. It's always good. It's always exciting. So we want to have a good performance and a performance that give us confidence for the next games after Dallas.
Célio, when the group's not performing as a collective, and you're on the field, do you feel a responsibility to take on some individual moments with the ball? You know, I think it's easy to say you're one of the better dribblers, and so do you feel that responsibility? And what do you do when you feel the team needs a spark?
Yeah, well, I feel there's some responsibility, you know, like, and then after the game, we watch the game again, and we feel, oh, I could do this better, and that's the worst feeling when you think you could do something better. But again, like, we always trying to do best. I don't think nobody goes to the field, oh, I wanted to do bad. No, everybody wants to do the best, and it happens, man. Like coach said before, like some games you win, some games you lose, but of course our mindset is to go to the game to get the 3 points. Doesn't matter if we're home or away. But yeah, it's been tough the last games, losing last game and ties, but like I said, next game now, Dallas, and we want to go with everything, like go all in with our energy, being aggressive, everybody together. That's like, I think it's when everybody's together, going aggressive, doing our principles right. That's when we like feel confident to win and know that we're gonna win games.
Whether you're with the ball or looking for one of the attackers, Klaus or Sam, what is it that you look to for those individual players on your team that may be different? So how do you approach playing with Sam versus Klaus, Indy? Are there different things you look to create for each individual?
Yeah, like they are different players, but like when I play with Sam, I know Sam's very fast, so I always try to put balls to Sam to in behind so he can run. And when I play with Klaus, it's more like I know he likes ball like crossing, like balls in the box for him to header. So I always see that, but like doesn't matter who plays, you know, we have our principles. We know like we need to do our pressing right, a lot of things. So yeah, it's a different players. But of course, we do like different things when we play with Sam and Klaus. But in the end of the day, if we do like the things collective, the way we want to do it, like doesn't matter who's playing.
Celio, leaving the results aside, how would you compare this 2024 season to last season so far?
Like I don't want to like compare things, you know. Like last year was we had a great start, but then we went to the playoffs. We lost in the first game, and this year we started. I'm gonna say it's not the great start ever, but it's not the worst. And I think we just gotta keep going, keep progressing, and you know we could be the last place to make the playoffs and then go to the playoffs and win everything, you know. So I see like as always in the next game, and I just want to like go to like play against Dallas now and have a good result.
The other game you guys lost this year was the second Houston game, which no one liked how that game went either. And you guys bounced back and you beat NYCFC. The next game played really well in that game. Mm-hmm. What do you take from that and the reaction you want to see? Because it seems like you guys reacted pretty well in that instance.
Yeah, for sure. That's the reaction we want to see. We want to come out against Dallas. Everybody ready to play, everybody hungry. I think we need to be more hungry still. And yeah, that's the reaction. I want to win, want to get the 3 points and have like a whole week like confident for the next games. But yeah, of course we want to react. Like, of course we want to win.
Going out on the field for that NYC game, did it feel substantively different when you went out on
Of course, because when we come after a loss, we have like something to prove. We want to win. We want to react. We want to react for ourselves, and prove ourselves that this cannot happen again. So we just want to like react in the right way. And the only way I think it's winning with a good win, with a confident win. And yeah.
Célio, you guys had a super early lead last Saturday, 1-0, almost out of the gate. Are the vibes any different with the lead that early? Is it different when you're on the road compared to at home? Just what was that feel like in the first half, heading into the second half with the early goal that you guys scored?
You score an early goal. It's always good to score an early goal, but I think we took too long. If we score early, but still we took too long to connect passes in even the first half, which I think like almost 40 minutes. So I think we need to be more comfortable with the ball, without the ball. And then in the second half, we start slow. And it didn't look like ourselves in the second half, to be honest, including me, like a lot of balls that I could go 1v1. I didn't win 1v1. So we just need to be like more like ready. I think we were ready, but like it wasn't good enough. We just got to be better. That's the question for that. And then we're gonna answer this on Saturday against Dallas. Thank you. Thank you, guys.